Hey everybody, BTDFGMC 1984 here again, and today's video is going to be on the Hot Wheels Hi Rakers. This lineup was available in 1980 through 1983. It featured 6 vehicles. They were offered both in plastic wheels and in real riders, and a few of them are considered some of the more interesting cars. These cars featured metal bases with a little plastic piece in the back with the back axle that would raise and lower the vehicle from the rear, and they were really interesting, and it's something that I think Hot Wheels should really think about bringing back. They brought it back rear riders, they brought back the red lines and neo classics. Why not have this little gimmick for the collector or for the younger audience, something that we will remember. The closest we got to reliving the Hi Rakers was in the anniversary for the 30th anniversary a few years ago, that they had the Woodie, but it was in the package but did not have the gimmick, which was missing. That package said, rear end can be raised and lowered. That print was missing. It just had the Corvette and the Hi Rakers package. But for that, here it is. This is the 1940s Woodie. Sorry, laptop's going off. Is the Woodie. This is the orange with the tan interior with the wood grain. And this one's more hard to find for the Woodies besides the rear riders. This one is one of the earlier ones. This is a Hong Kong based car. They were both made in Hong Kong and Malaysia. So there are 2 different mints for both of them. It's really nice. You can see the plastic little piece that holds that rear axle in, which is universal for all 6 cars. Speaking of 6, here's the back. It consists of the Turbo Wedge, the 40s Woodie, the 63 split window Corvette, 3 window 34 Ford, Dodge D50, and Vett van, which would be later used as the Iron Man car, if I'm not mistaken, through the Marvel lineup. Okay. Let's actually see a few of them. I have all 6, as you can kind of see, and I'll go through each of them. Got my camera. Starting with the Turbo Wedge. Now, Turbo Wedge is unfortunately missing a wing that was on the back. It had this big yellow wing, which actually I think it looks a little bit more better without it. But then again, it does miss the spaceship, or I mean not spaceship, like jet fighter of the 80s type of feel. This one is the Malaysia version, and here is a little plastic piece. Now on the Hi Rakers, you do gotta be careful, because you can see sometimes the plastic nubs that are on the back have worn down, or the little plastic tabs right here have worn down, and it makes it harder to keep them raised up, or they've been busted in and it won't raise up anymore. Like the little tab, it will get hooked on the plastic, and they're impossible to really get out without possibly damaging it. And of course, there's 2 little posts inside that have snapped off on a few of them I've seen, and you end up losing that little part. But it still rolls pretty good. Here is the Dodge, what was it again? Dodge D50, which is actually a little Mazda truck. This was one of the ones that was featured in both rear riders and the plastic wheels. I believe the blue with the white hub rear rider is the more hard to find of the cars. This one, paid a little bit extra for it. It's got playwear, but it was one of the ones that has the strongest. See, you really got to force it down and went to that tab, but these things are extremely tough when they are nice and packaged fresh. But as you can see, it's got fully raised, will sit up, so you can burn out truck up. But I don't think that little 4-cylinder is really going to make this thing extremely move. Sorry about that. And on the inside, which is kind of hard to see, maybe if it focuses, there's actually in the interior, there's a little tools. There's an axe, there's a toolbox, some crowbars, like different axes, tools. Alright, now is the Ford 3-window. This is a Hong Kong. Kind of got that raised base, so tooling may have moved around from a manufacturer to manufacturer. It's usually how those plates work. You can see this one is in rough shape. The little headlight is busted on it, but it's still got fairly good, strong suspension piece. It's got the brown fenders. I think there's a black fender version, and I believe, quickly looked up, I'm not too sure, but I think this one's also got a Rail Rider version on it. Don't remember all the colors, but you see it says Hot Rod, the flames, and this one is still used today in Hot Wheels. So is the 40s Woodie Vett van. This is I like this one a lot. It's that whole retro 70s, 80s look where it could have been real, and I think someone actually did make a real Vett van. I think it was featured in Hot Rod or Carcraft years ago, back in the 80s. But you can see it's got a fuel cell, a battery, which, sorry, Hot Wheels, whoever designed this thing was not thinking, because you never ever want to put a battery next to a fuel cell. Bad times. If it spark hits it and that fumes hit that battery, kablooey. I know there's some stock car racers, racers that have, batteries in the back compartment, but they usually keep it further away, or the gas tank is not so damn close, darn close to the, cat hair, is not that close to, the back, fuel cell. And it's also got an engine, inside, which is really strange, to have an engine without a covering exposed. Hope that driver was wearing a gas mask, because that's not good times. And of course, the gimmick still kind of works on it. It's kind of worn down, but you still get it. See, it's rear or engines toward the middle, so it's mid-engine. I really like that. And last up, the Corvette. I've got a few of these. These are just the quickest one I could find. I got the Hong Kong. I got a couple of the golds. This is the black version. You can see, this is giving me the one that's, doesn't really keep its position up too well. But you can see, and this is another one they've kept on using. I know there's a railroad version of this one, and it's, a really interesting car. If you could, I don't know if you can tell, but in my hand, you can actually still make out where it says Malaysia. Right on this piece, you can still see where it says Hong Kong, where they tried covering up the original tooling plates, but it's still kind of leaked through, I guess. Oh, right there, you can kind of see it. Hong Kong, it's got the spare tire in the back. Really nice car, nice and heavy. Now, these cars, were kind of state of the art back in the day for being, in the 80s, late 80s. Early 80s, late 70s when they were coming out. A really nice little gimmick for back in the day. It's sad that we don't get to see this stuff today, because, like on the back, which actually is a more earlier card because it does not have barcodes. So there's transitional cards I've seen that have barcodes, that don't have barcodes. So it's one of the early ones. But you could see, 1979, Hawthorne, California. Made in Hong Kong, manufactured from Mattel, all rights reserved. R and ceramic birthmark from Mattel. Does not mention anything about Malaysia, so this is prior to Malaysia castings. But what you don't see is, not recommended for, I guess you could, okay, for ages 3 and up. And, you really can't see with that little sticker on, which I'm leaving on because it shows the history of the car. That's just me. I like leaving, little stickers and stuff like that on the cards because it kind of shows you where it came from, how far it went. This is a store in California, I think, or back east, I forgot where, but it kind of tells you how far it's gone in its almost 30-year journey to get to me. And I picked this up late last year at a car show. I picked these up since then. I think Dodge was more recently picked up at a local Hot Wheels store. This was picked up at the same car show I picked up this one a little later on. I think I found this one in a goodie bag. This one was found in a little thrift store. This one was found at a thrift store. So you never know where you're going to find it. But as I was saying, this gimmick would be nice to return. I think the only time we've really seen it was with a Hot Wheels McDonald's a couple years ago, where they had the little, I forgot what it was. I think it was the 16 Angels or another one that had the same like little pop-up, but it was a spring-loaded. This is all there, and it'd be nice to see Hot Wheels re-release them in an adult line. You know, I know it's probably gonna be hard for, you know, to market an adult collector for something that needs to be taken out of the package, but I mean, if you leave it in the package like this, you can still see that gimmick. And you know, there'll be tons of era collectors trying to hunt down that one that's fallen down, you know, inside, and for it to still stay up, you know, 30 years after it was put in the package, to still stay standing, you know, it shows you that they don't make them like that today, because now, within a few weeks, if you leave it in the package, the chrome has fallen off, or some little pieces floating around the package, it shows you that there was still some good quality control, you know, back in the day. So I'll leave you at that. I'll let you get another quick look at all the cars. Turbo Wedge, Dodge D50, 3-window Ford, Vett van, and 63 Corvette split window. Till next time, take care. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.